Question number 2, Deputy Gilmore.
Corla, the Taoiseach doesn't seem to get it. Ever since the budget, can't turn on a radio or television or open a newspaper, but there is somebody from Fianna Fáil telling us that we've turned the corner and that recovery is about to happen. I wish that that were the case, but there's very little sign of it. Yesterday's exchequer figures don't show much signs of recovery, even though they were for the 2 months leading into Christmas when there should be an improvement. Today's unemployment figures, nearly 440,000 people on the live register. The redundancy figures, 319 people have lost their jobs every day. Every day there's 319 job losses, average of 319 job losses since the new year. None of those people would tell you that there is recovery. Now, it didn't have to be like that. At the time of the budget, the Labour Party put forward a proposal which said that there should be a jobs fund. We proposed 1.15 billion jobs fund should be included in the budget. The government didn't do that. We argued that there should be a new national development plan with an emphasis on shovel-ready projects, schools, hospitals, public transport, maybe some measures, public works to deal with some of the flooding problem. Again, we didn't get that. The government has apparently reviewed the national development plan, hasn't published it, and we're told that there will be no new road project at all started this year. We argued and we put forward a bill here, Deputy Kieran Lynch, a bill that would reduce commercial rents to try and give some start and some help to those in the retail sector. Again, government wouldn't accept it. I pick up my newspaper today and I see that some of the property investors who may be benefiting from these high commercial rents are now going to benefit from interest-free loans from Anglo-Irish Bank. We argue that there should be an investment in education and training, and as I pointed out to you yesterday, Taoiseach, there are now 2 applicants for every place in the CAO. It seems to me that what has been happening here is that since the budget, the government has been basking in the praise that it has been getting from some of the right-wing economists that are embedded with government, but we're seeing no action on the jobs front. Now, the Taoiseach comes in here this morning and he tries to tell us, well, it's not really as bad as the figures are suggesting. Taoiseach, it is worse. Do you know that 1 out of every 3 young men in this country, 1 out of every 3 young men aged between 21 and 24 is now on the dole? For how much longer do you think that we can sustain that, either economically or socially? When are we going to see a serious effort by this government to get a job strategy in place, to get the real economy moving again, and to get people back?
Deputy Gilmore.
That's abracadabra economics.
Absolutely.
You seem to think that you can kind of, you seem to think that you can kind of wish away the number of people who are out of work, whether so many days and so on. You know, if you want to get into the figures, there are also people, Taoiseach, who are unemployed, but who are not on the live register because they have gone out of benefit and they're not reflected in the figures anymore. The reality is, Taoiseach, is that the numbers of people who are out of work is increasing, and the reality is, and you have argued this repeatedly, that somehow we're the unwitting victim of some global forces that have hit this country from out of the blue that you didn't see coming, and that we're all into. This is a very Irish recession. Ireland was the first to go into recession. We went into recession on the 1st of January 2008. The rest of the Eurozone, the 1st of April 2008. The UK, the 1st of July 2008. All of these countries are coming out of recession. The United States out of recession 30th of June last year. France and Germany the 31st of March last year. The United Kingdom, the last of the G7 countries to come out of recession, out of it on the 30th of September. And we're still stuck in recession. The economic principle that your government has inflicted on this country, that when it comes to recession, we're first in and we're last out. And the reason for that, Taoiseach, is that this isn't due to global forces. This is due to the fact that your incompetent government got us into this problem in the first place, and your incompetence and your complacency now There is a complacency in government, and it has been there particularly since the budget. We've had this attitude, oh, we've had this budget, let's hear the praise from the embedded. And we've turned the corner, and we're out of recession, and we're out of recovery. Tell that to the 319 people every day since the beginning of this year who have lost their jobs. Tell that to the 440,000 people almost who are on the live register. Tell that to the young people, 1 out of every 3 young men out of work, on the dole. Tell that to their worried parents that we're out of recession, that we're turning the corner. It is, in order to give, I want us to be out of recession. I want recovery. I want it fast. So does everybody. So does everybody. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The people who wouldn't provide a seconder for an obvious motion. It's easy to laugh. It's easy to laugh when you couldn't provide a seconder to deal with a simple issue about looking after. You've looked after bankers. You've looked after builders. You've looked after developers. You've looked after the better off, and you have ignored, and you have run away, and you have neglected, and you have abandoned. You have abandoned the people who are out of work and the people who need some hope in this country.